Hi, good day everyone. I am Darlene Joyce Tomaquin of BEd 2B, and for today's video, I'll be sharing with you my own understanding of chapters 1 to 6 in our subject Science, Technology, and Society. So this topic really opened my mind about how science and technology have shaped human life from the ancient world up to the modern world we live in now. So, for me, this subject is doesn't talk about inventions and discoveries, but also about how people use knowledge and creativity to make life better. So first we have the chapter 1, which is the historical antecedents in the course of science and technology. So in this chapter, I learned how science and technology started from the basic needs of humans. So sa una, people used simple tools made of stone or wood for hunting and farming. So as time passed, early civilizations like Egypt built pyramids using advanced engineering, and the Greeks studied astronomy and medicine, and the Chinese invented paper and gunpowder. So these inventions became the foundations of modern science. For example, because of the invention of the wheel, transportation became more easier, and now we have cars, trains, and airplanes. So it shows how small discoveries can grow into big changes over time. So next we have the chapter 2, which is the intellectual revolution. So this chapter talks about how people began to think differently about the world. So during the intellectual revolutions, many thinkers like Nicholas Copernicus, Galileo Galilei, and Charles Darwin they challenge all beliefs. So Copernicus said that the earth revolves around the sun, not the way around. So which changed how people understood the universe. So Galileo improved that the telescope and proved these ideas, while Darwin explained how humans evolved through natural selection. So, for me, the lesson here is that we should never stop asking questions. For example, in our modern time, scientists continue to explore space and study life on other planets. So that prove that it is a proof that curiosity leads to discovery. So that will be all for the chapter 2 about the intellectual revolution, about my own understanding. So next we have the chapter 3, which is the science, technology, and nation building that focuses on the pre-colonial, colonial, and post-colonial period. So in this chapter, I learned that even before colonization, our ancestors were already intelligent. So in using science and technology in a simple way, so they use natural resources wisely, like herbal medicines and farming methods, which show their deep understanding of nature. So during naman sa the colonial period, I realized that the Spaniards and Americans influence our education, health, and infrastructure, helping us learn modern sciences. So after the independence naman, Filipinos continued to develop and apply technology to improve our nation. I learned that science and technology have always been a part of our growth as a country, and that being creative and resourceful like our ancestors is so important in today's time. So next we have the chapter 4, which is the human flourishing in science and technology. So this chapter naman, in my own understanding, it is explains that the goal of science and technology is not just progress, but human flourishing, or living a meaningful and good life. So science should not destroy but help people grow and improve. For example, technology like the internet helps us connect with others But if we use it too much, it can also affect our mental health. So that's why we should balance technology. We should balance technology and personal life. So in Bisaya pa no, dapat mahibaluta unsaon paggamit sa teknolohiya nga makaayo sa atong kaugalingon ug sa uban. So dili kay makadaot. So we should use technology in a balanced way and also in our personal life. So that will be all sa chapter 4 in my own understanding. Next, we have the chapter 5, which is human flourishing as reflected in progress and development. So this chapter, I learned that it talks about how progress and development are not only seen in tall buildings or new gadgets, but in the way people use knowledge to improve society. So example, like renewable energy like solar panels and wind turbines shows that we can progress without harming nature. So development also means giving people better education and healthcare. And for me, true progress happens when both science and humanity grow together, and when people use innovation to solve real problems like climate change or poverty. So the last one, we have the chapter 6, which is the good life. So this chapter, it is based on Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics, explains that the goal of life is to achieve happiness or eudaimonia. So by living with virtue and purpose. So in the modern times, many people think that technology alone gives happiness, like having the latest phones or gadgets. Pero sa tinuod lang, the good life means being content, having good relationships, and doing what is right. And for example, using social media to spread kindness, right? Kindness and awareness is better than using it in a hate or comparison. So it reminds us that true happiness comes from living a balanced and meaningful life and not just material things. So mo na siya nasabtan sa chapter 6, which is the good life. So that will be all sa chapter 6. To summarize up, I realized that science and technology are powerful tools that can change our world. But it is up to us how we use them. So from ancient inventions to modern innovations, everything started from human curiosity and desire to make life better. And dapat responsible ta sa paggamit sa teknolohiya aron makabot nato ang tinuod nga kalambuan o kalipay. So thank you everyone for watching, and may we all continue to learn and explore and use the science and technology for the good of everyone. So that will be all, and thank you very much.